Welcome to Talking Sci-Fi. And your host and starring Sci-Fi Sean and Just Randee.
Hey, welcome back to a short surprise episode of This is Talking Sci-Fi Questions and Answers. We get questions, we're going to give you some answers with your host, Sci-Fi Sean and
Just Randee.
How's it been going?
It's going good.
Yeah, we have a really great run into the holiday season going on right now, and I'm excited about it. Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming, and all kinds of exciting things. Sci-Fi Bartow's coming up.
Yep, that's a go.
Yep, it's a go. It's going to be February the 20th, 2021 in downtown Bartow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we have questions from time to time that our viewers, you guys, send us. And Randee usually gets some, but he's been kind of short on questions.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any.
So what I want you to do is after I ask you a few questions, I want you to ask me a few questions about me or the show or something. You can come up with that. You're good at stuff like that. So our first question comes from r3b7@gmail.com.
Okay.
What's up there? Are you ripping off Star Wars with your name? How you doing? Thanks for your question.
It was like a mix of names.
It was, wasn't it?
Yep.
CU3PO, that's another one, isn't it?
OI812.
OI812. This question is for Randee.
Uh-oh.
Randee, what cartoon series from your childhood do you think about and love the most?
Oh my God, He-Man.
He-Man.
He-Man was by far my favorite, and Voltron would be number 2.
Did you collect the action figures?
Absolutely. Had them all. And
Manny Faces is like one of my favorite.
Yep.
You know.
The Rod, oh God, with the big shield over his head.
Yeah.
God, you would press him and he would jump. He was, God, I can't think of his name.
Oh, the Juggernaut guy?
Yeah.
I don't know what his name was.
Yeah,
everybody's screaming at the screen right now.
I know it. Oh my God, yes. But anyways, yes, He-Man and Voltron, probably my favorite two. I love Transformers. God, man, there was so many. G.I. Joe.
Back on He-Man, what was He-Man's cat's name?
I have no clue. I can't.
You loved it.
I did, but as a kid growing up, but I haven't. And I love that. Yeah, I love that.
He turned into Battle Cat, but what was his name before that?
Yeah, I don't remember. Do you know it?
I do, and it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. I can't process it.
Do you remember the movies Beastmaster?
Yes, that was a lot like that.
Oh my God, I love that.
But that's not a cartoon series.
I understand that, but that's what I think of when I think of is He-Man and Beastmaster and Conan the Barbarian, those type of things.
He-Man's lion's name started with an S.
Scarrow?
No, it was I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. When you find it, put the name right here.
Yeah,
like a picture with the cat.
I will. But anyways, He-Man. If I have to choose one, I was a big He-Man.
I love Skeletor. He had a great voice. And it wasn't Evelyn. It was Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yes, it was not Evelyn. It was Evelyn. I found that out from a meme on the Facebook.
Well, okay.
All right, so there you go. That's great. He-Man.
Yeah.
You mentioned Voltron. I liked Voltron as well, too, so,
What about you? What was your favorite growing up?
Land of the Lost, I think, was the most iconic, which you have no idea. Not the remake movie, but there was actually...
They had a series?
There was a two season. It was a stop-motion animation. Wasn't really a cartoon series. I loved the Flintstones. I think the Flintstones was great writing for its time, but Land of the Lost is what I remember the most because they had... it was about a family that gets trapped in a time kind of a portal and puts them in kind of like a world that was between all the junctions of time and space. It was like a Bermuda Triangle, if you would. So everything got sent there, and it was controlled by a species called the Altrusians. Their slang name was the Sleestak, and they. There was a head Sleestak. He was a different color. The Sleestaks were green lizard people with big eyes, and they go you'd show a picture of him.
Yeah.
And then you had Enoch, which was the lead Sleestack. And he was from the future of the Sleestack, where the Sleestacks were intelligent and beyond technology and all that. So he had come back in time to see what happened to his people. And so that's how he got trapped in the land of the lost. They made a shitty remake movie with Will Ferrell. There was some funny stuff in it, but it was nothing like the television series. They even messed the Sleestack up. Sid and Marty Krofft, two brothers, created that along with Sigmund and the Sea Monster, Electra Woman and Dino Girl, Dr. Shrinker, Lidsville, the Bugaloos. God, the list goes on and on. But it was all people in like puppet costumes.
Oh, okay.
What was it? HR Puffin Stuff was basically about a kid smoking marijuana, or eating magical mushrooms. So yes, I love the Sid and Marty Krofft hour. I would say from my childhood, I own the series. I have a giant poster in my garage of it. I would say that would be my favorite.
There you go.
All right, here's another question for Randee. This one must be a lady. It's from Miss Sith from Disney.com. Miss Sith. I guess she's going with a Star Wars thing.
Okay.
So this is a Star Wars question for you.
Oh shit!
So that would be really awesome. If you could just pick one Star Wars character from the beginning to the very end that you could only focus on and enjoy, which character would that be?
Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker. So you pick the mainstay character from that goes throughout the entire situation, because he does go through the new movies because he's referred to a lot.
I mean, for him to be able to turn to the dark side because of love and keeping his wife alive, that's what we strive for in real life. Do
you see yourself as Anakin Skywalker?
No, not at all.
Okay. I was thinking more of Jabba the Hutt. So,
Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut. Jabba the Hutt. So you pick the main character, Darth Vader, and I agree with that, because when you think of Star Wars, I personally, that's who I think of as Darth Vader with the helmet and all that.
I'm glad they went back and showed him as a kid coming up, even though the first movie was not very Phantom Menace.
Right.
Had one of my favorite characters is Darth Maul, but
Which he does make another appearance later in the series.
But I liked, even though he was an annoying brat, I liked seeing him go from that little slave kid all the way to a Jedi, and then the animation series that plays in between that, the Clone Wars, is a lot of information on Anakin, and I get exactly what I want out of it.
Right.
I get to see him, training his own apprentice, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff you don't get from the movies that you get to see of him in the animation series, and there's a big arc of his whole story.
For me, Star Wars, Han Solo is my focal person. And when we seen the movie about Solo, which I liked, you talked me into watching it. It was great for a kind of a I don't want to call it a standalone, because it linked to all the rest of the life.
They were supposed to do more of them, and because of bad reviews, they're not doing it, and I'm so disappointed.
I don't know why they give that a bad review. I mean, there were some stinker moments in it and all that. So, okay, Star Wars, Vader and Han Solo.
Yep, there
His middle initial is E, right?
I mean, according to the movie, his name was only Han. He didn't have his last name.
That's right.
And the Empire, when he enlisted, gave him Solo.
Solo, you're right. Solo by himself.
Yep.
That's great. All right, here's another question. This one's from me, and this is from R. Strickland at Hotmail.
Hotmail, yeah, that would be Hotmail.
Sean, what is your wife's telephone number?
I already have it. We text all the time.
Really, Randee? Really?
My question.
I don't even have your wife's phone number.
I'm fixing to put you on the spot.
All right.
Because that's time for my questions. You said I get to come up with questions, right? Showtime. Has any other cities approached you about moving Sci-Fi Bartow to another city?
I plead the fifth. I hate politics. All y'all know this. But Sci-Fi Bartow has been crossing some politics in the Bartow area over the last... This will be year 8.
Yes, that's crazy.
I've been through multiple directors that I have to answer to do the length with the city of Bartow. And I have to, and I love them. The women are great that I deal with. I have no problem, but some of them have no idea about science fiction. I've had to train them and educate them on what Klingons and Daleks and TARDISes are. Most of them have gotten it. One in particular, which she's no longer, she's stepped down from that position. But the lady that I deal with now, she has worked very well with us. But there are other factions of people that want to, that have mocked it and made fun of it over the years. That I've almost said, "The heck with it." I'm sure Sci-Fi Winter Haven would be awesome.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Lake Wales, Sci-Fi Mulberry, Sci-Fi Lakeland. Lakeland used to do a fantastic event similar, and I don't want to say I mimicked them, but it was some inspiration because a good friend of mine ran it for years. Was Zombie Fest, was in downtown Lakeland. It happened to the same thing. They were doing this event to bring awareness to the businesses in the downtown area, like we're doing in Bartow. But then the businesses wanted to be more controlling and snooty about it and said it was more of a pain in the butt, so they ended up moving it. And it was a free event, like Sci-Fi Bartow is, and then they started charging $5 a person, which is not a lot. They had to pay for the venue, and it failed. And I hate it. It was a great event. Sci-Fi Bartow was a big part of it because they'd let me set up a booth. I introduced the 501st to them and everything, so to showing up. But yes, I have been approached by other towns to do Sci-Fi Bartow, but I love Bartow. It's my hometown. I love the people here. I'm doing this for the people, not for myself. I volunteer to do Sci-Fi Bartow for 8 years. Money comes out of me and my wife's pocket and Randy's pocket. And people that help, because I couldn't do Sci-Fi Bartow without Randy, because he runs the Heart and Soul, which is the car show, in my opinion. But I'll probably always keep it in Bartow unless I get a big money offer, which is a possibility one day. So we're going to wrap this up. We can almost make a full episode.
Yeah, we got this.
Let's ask a couple more questions. How about that? Just out of the blue. Give me a question. Out of your blue.
Out of my blue?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to be about science fiction or anything. It could be random. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we do a show from your garage when it cools off a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's my
Next
question.
time we film, we'll do it from the garage.
There you go.
Sean's garage is what I call it. I have an awesome... most people have garages they park cars in. My garage is, and I have a 2-car garage, which I turned into a split, 1 garage, 1 storage area. But the entire garage used to be a storage area. So I've cleaned all that out, built a wall, put all my Christmas and Halloween stuff on one side, and then I have what we call Sean's garage. Because a lot of you guys may or may not know this, but I paint things, rocks and shells and some statues, and I do that on my time. My medical thing that I got going on, my health issues, requires me to ride an exercise bicycle for 30 minutes a day. I have a friend graciously give me an exercise bike, not some little pedal around thing, but something that actually is a computer and tracks and everything.
Right.
So that's in there. Our side-by-side, which is our thing we use for Sci-Fi Bartow that looks like Iron Man, it's in there. But yes, let's do that. I collect metal signs and I put them on the walls, and it's a very comfortable situation. There'll be a little bit of echo in there, but I think we can do 1 or 2 episodes.
Right here, we're fine.
Yeah, it works. But yes, we'll film a sci-fi, talking sci-fi episode out of there one day.
All right.
There's a bunch of Sci-Fi Bartow posters hanging up in there, and that's a good question. Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you a final question, then we'll wrap this show up. The questions. Who has questions? Send us questions.
Yes, please do.
Please, because I'm tired of making them up. No, I'm just kidding. Some of those were real, maybe. If you had unlimited funds, money, disposable income, as they call it, and you could buy one collectible,
oh my God,
one, what would it be?
The Iron Man suit.
The Iron Man suit they filmed in?
And I would have to go on a diet so I could wear that son of a bitch.
You can expand them out. I have some friends that do Iron Man that squeeze it in, so
I don't know what it is, but that is like the coolest non-superhero person that's, he's got his own suit that does all that.
Well, he is a superhero. I wouldn't say a non-superhero.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. But he don't have powers himself, other than being smart.
That's good. That's a good one.
What would you do?
Captain Kirk's chair from the original Star Trek.
Oh, my goodness.
Hands down.
Yeah.
This couch would be gone.
Yep.
It'd just be me sitting here, and you'd be on a little short stool down there talking right now. Lori found me a pool float that looked like Captain Kirk's chair.
Oh, really?
It didn't last long because it was mostly black. The original Captain Kirk's chair had a lot of black on it, so the sun got to it, and it popped. But I was sitting in our little redneck swimming pool, which is a big old round cauldron looking thing, which we tore down this weekend.
You did? Why?
Yeah. It had a hole in it, and winter's here, and we haven't been in the pool because of all the family stuff we've been having going on and things, and we said let's just move it so Joseph doesn't have to mow around it for at least 5 or 6 months, because my yard man Joseph, I don't want to call him my yard man, my friend Joseph, who mows my yard.
So you took it down, but you're going to re-put it up?
No, I'm going to buy a brand new one. We're going to get a bigger one. So I'd sit in the middle of this thing and be Captain Kirk in this thing, and it was awesome. And Lori had I got Lori a giant flamingo, so she's floating around on a giant flamingo. So we still have it out there. But that's what I would buy, Captain Kirk's chair from the original 1960s, cool. And it's available for the right price. That's a really hard question because I buy what I want. But if it was one, it's like you guys can't see it, it's off camera, but I have a Star Trek pinball machine, and I love it. And I come across it, and I always wanted a pinball machine.
How much was that?
A lot.
Oh, okay. No, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. But I enjoy it. Well, that's our episode of Asking Questions of Talking Sci-Fi with just Randee and Sci-Fi Sean.
The Blocker.
The Blocker. Was that this episode?
No. So they have
watch the previous episode. I'm the Blocker. I'm gonna have a big B on my front. My microphone keeps falling down. Hello. Test. All right. Enjoy your week, and we will see you next time on This Is Talking Sci-Fi with Sci-Fi Sean and
just Randee.
Bye, guys.